I came up with the concept for Castle because I was watching a lot of procedurals on TV, but most of them didn't seem to have strong characters at the core. And I remember the great shows I loved growing up, The Rockford Files, Columbo, Moonlighting. You weren't just following the case, you were following really terrific characters.
You ever have any fun? Let your hair down. Drop your top.
You do know I'm wearing a gun.
One of the things that I found to be the hardest thing to do was to find writers who could write attitude humor, where the humor comes out of the attitude of the characters, the way they're behaving, the way they're thinking. That's what we did on The Rockford Files.
You okay?
I had sex with my ex-wife this morning.
The fun of it is the characters. And you know what I love about your script is that it's the flaws are always more interesting than the strengths.
It was the dialogue, the realism of the dialogue, like regular people speaking to you, or it didn't sound overly theatrical. It's like, yeah, it sounds like your buddy talking.
Writer?
Cool, huh? Hi, I'm Rick Castle.
You know, Nathan is such a great star to play the writer character.
Who was murdered and was it gruesome? I think Andrew Marlowe did a fantastic job of creating this character on the page, and I had a really good idea and a really good understanding as to who he is. I know how to play this. I know his attitude.
Why would these kids pick the wrong guy for murder?
Simple. One of them did it. He notices everything about somebody. It gathers information on them very, very, very quickly.
He left Manhattan then.
Why would he come back? He pays attention to detail because detail matters to him.
You're really basing your next character on Detective Beckett?
Every artist needs a muse.
Call me a muse again, and I will break both your legs.
And that's one of the most fascinating things to play. The most fun things also to watch sometimes is that kind of jousting between a man and a woman as they engage in the birds and the bees kind of storytelling.
What are you doing?
Promise not to hate me.
I already hate you.
That sort of back and forth is a lot of fun, and it leads to questions about where the relationship is going. We, as an audience, understand that there's this underlying attraction, but both of them are very cautious about how to act on it.
Be careful, okay?
Do I detect actual concern for my well-being?
Screw this up and I'll kill you.
Stan and I have an instant bond. Always a pleasure. Always like, you and I.
Hey, how'd it go?
Oh, do the words unmitigated disaster mean anything?
She really grounds the show and reminds the audience there is a crime here to solve.
Paul Reynolds, you're under arrest on suspicion of theft and conspiracy to commit murder.
Let's go.
Where was the badge?
Don't ask. Dad,
What is it?
Dad, he asked me. He asked me.
When you're watching Molly Quinn, you're really seeing a lot of Molly Quinn. She's very, very savvy. She's very, very intelligent. So you cannot underestimate her, because she will kill you. I sense fear in you.
You sense nothing.
My favorite episode has to be Hedge Fund Homeboys.
Do you do drugs?
No.
Are you sure?
In that episode, it really shows a connection between father-daughter.
The good news is I'm not you. I just mean you don't have to worry.
She's just charming and smart and a cornucopia of delights. You see, there she is, probably screaming in the background at this very moment.
Susan's just so much knowledge there. I would love to have a career like hers.
Who does homework at a party?
I have a test next week.
So do I. Liver function.
Susan Sullivan's a terrific Broadway actress, and she's brought a real life to the character of Martha Rogers.
I loved the moment where I was able to talk about the theater. You don't choose the theater. The theater chooses you.
Yo, you got a hit on the first victim's prints. Esposito. You know, I'm the one who has everybody's back. You know, I'm the one that carries the shotgun. If things get hairy, they're gonna look to me to save the day. That's just...
Dead guy in a rug. Naturally, we thought of you.
Yeah.
Detective Kevin Ryan. He's the low man on the totem pole. There's no other red flags. Any dark secrets in here?
Yeah. Dr. Leeds had a weakness.
My partner, Javier Esposito, and we go out and we do a lot of the things like digging in files and dumpsters.
I mean, you lived in New York your whole life and you never scored a piece of roadkill. Roadkill.
It's kind of a study in opposites, trying to figure out who Ryan and Esposito are and how they play off each other, and we're always making opposite choices because we want to make that interesting.
You know that red couch I have? 54th and Lex. We're never playing Madden at your place again.
Then find this dirtball before you murder someone else, all right?
The cast bonded immediately. Ego was gone. Ego was absent. And when ego is absent, then there's an opportunity for human beings to connect.
They're all a fun-loving bunch, and so, you know, we play jokes, we have fun, and then when it comes down to the drama, we all know how to shift gears in time for that, too.
I like that edge that we have, and that we can make you laugh over a dead body.
We have a phenomenal writing team, a lot of vets, a lot of up-and-comers. There is no shortage of crazy crime stories. A lot of people on our staff keep their own murder files of strange and unusual murders that would serve as an inspiration for a great episode. And sometimes people just make stuff up.
What kind of freak drowns a woman in motor oil?
Castle, you okay?
Yeah, Psycho here needs a breath mint.
What Nathan and Stana have brought to the roles has really elevated what we put on the page.
What kind of a name is Nikki Heat?
A cop name.
It's a stripper name.
We've got some time as an audience to learn a bit more about each character. The writers are going to take us on that journey. You don't jump into bed off the first date.
You're on.
No mercy.
I'm gonna make you hurt.
Oh, you're gonna get hurt. You know what? It's subtle. Yes, there's an initial attraction, but in all honesty, you've got to get to know people. So you start to see who they are, what they're made of. This is Castle and Beckett.